Welcome back to the Time for Heroes podcast. Right, on the podcast today, I've got Lewis from the Shambolics, a Scottish band from Fife. So we're going to talk about the Shambolics' career, which they've got a new album coming out February 2024. So we'll get a wee chat about that. But before that, I like to go back to the start and what life was like for you and the rest of the band growing up.
To be fair, life is pretty good. Just a normal kind of working class sort of upbringing, I would say. Me and Forbes, the other songwriter in the band, we met each other like being wee mischievous bastards, if I can say that. Just drinking in the parks and stuff like that, and that's how we met, became pals, and then a few years down the line, we kind of formed the band.
Mm-hmm. So before that, obviously, the band formed 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So was there any previous bands before that, or was this just you?
We were in I think Forbes, he used to do his own sort of like solo stuff up until that point. And then I was in a few like kind of just like cover bands, sort of pub bands, just try to like, pretty much it was more to just like build the confidence and stuff like that, you know. And then about like 2017, 2018, I kind of said to him, I was like, right, you want to start a band? He was like, aye. And then I got a bit lazy. He was like, fuck this. He left and then came back again. And then it's been this ever since.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you mentioning lazy, I mean, looking at your career for then, it's far from lazy. I had Ryan for the K-Zone a couple of weeks ago, and I thought they're like one of the busiest bands going. But looking at everything you've done, especially since like after lockdown, it's been relentless. It's just been constant. Obviously, you released when she goes home, the demo on Spotify, which were now over 1 million plays for that. I seen a wee video of Forbes breaking down the song, saying about the influences. Obviously, a nod to all the kind of Scottish bands, the Fratellis, Sargent, and The View. So, were they kind of the bands that you were into back then? Were they the inspirations?
Definitely Sargent and The View. The View are still one of my favourite bands ever. I mean, that's, to be fair, a lot of the way like I write songs and that, I try and kind of write like relating to like younger folk and that, because that's what they done. Sargent as well. Sargent, when I first started playing guitar. In fact, I'm sure Sargent were maybe my second gig that I ever went to in Glenrothes in Fife. But they were Sargent and The View and the Fratellis, obviously. Just kind of like bands around that era, kind of like the Arctic Monkeys and stuff, kind of like that sort of indie era, like 06 to like 08, 09. A lot of like, because that's when I started playing guitar. So a lot of the bands, definitely big inspirations, I would say.
It was a brilliant scene back then. There was so many bands to kind of get into. There seemed to be a new album out every week. Look, that's done. I saw then after that, Chasing Disaster came out, and was it due to that song that Alan McGee get involved, or was he involved before that?
I think Alan was involved just before that, but I think that was the first song that he wanted to release. I'm sure it was anyway. That, to be fair, I still enjoy. I love playing that song live. It always goes off. But it's kind of. I think with that song, we were kind of trying to rip off the Laz a wee bit. You can hear the Laz, like, there she goes a wee bit in it. Everyone always says it. But good song.
Yeah, obviously, again, there was a video of Forbes, and obviously he mentioned the Laz in Fleetwood Mac. Obviously, Fleetwood Mac, that's one of Kyle Faulkner's kind of favourites as well. So is that kind of, see when you're together, is that one of the go-to bands that you play when you're?
There's loads of bands we go to. It just depends. Like me and Forbes are kind of similar in a way. We go through, like, I can go through listening to the same band for about a month or two, just straight. So then, like, it just depends what we're kind of into at the time, and then that's like we'll be like, right, let's just rip this song off a wee bit, and then that's no rip it off completely, but let's take wee bits for this song and like try and make it kind of like a Shambolics kind of tune. You know what I mean? But especially in the earlier days, there was a lot of like kind of jingly jangly sort of riffs that were quite Fleetwood Mac.
Following year, another couple of songs came out, Sandra Speed and Love Collides. I can mind when Love Collides came out and it sounded completely different for what you had done before. Now listening to it, I mean, you have moved on further again, but at that time it just sounded completely different. That year as well, you headlined St. Luke's 3 days before lockdown.
Yeah.
What was it like playing there? I was there the other night seeing Andrew Cushion. I think it's a bit. I think it might be better than the Barrowlands.
You think? Well, I don't know. I've never been to the Barras yet because I made a promise to myself I'm not going until I play it. But it is St. Luke's was a great venue. It was a shame because obviously there was maybe about 100, 150 people that never showed because at that time there was obviously talks about this, like you have to stay indoors and all that stuff, and folk were getting really sick and things like that. So, but it was still bouncing, but it was just a shame that there was maybe like 100 and odd people that maybe didn't make it to the gig. But it was mad to think that it was probably one of the last gigs to happen in Scotland before lockdown. But no, it's a great venue. Definitely.
It's a crack. I don't know what it is. I mean, I've been to see 3 or 4 this year there, and it's always kind of, I don't know if it's just the setting it. It's really intimate, and I don't know, all the guys I've seen there have been really emotional. I've seen Brown Bear, I've seen Andrew Cushion, I've seen Hamish Hawk. It's different class, man. Obviously, then we had lockdown, and a lot of the bands that I spoke to on the podcast, I've asked them about lockdown and whether it helped or hindered them. So, what would you say your kind of experience of lockdown was?
To be fair, I was a bit. I started off with the mindset of being like, right, this is only going to be 2 months, 3 months tops. So it was like, if I can come out with 1 or 2 decent songs, that'd be great. But then it kept getting obviously extended and extended. And then I just became a lazy bastard. When you're in the house all the time, I'd fucking, you know what I mean? Just lazy playing the Xbox and things like that. Because again, there was nothing else to do. There was only like, as much as I love playing the guitar, there's only like a certain amount of guitar you can play until you've just like fed up with it. You know what I mean? It was kind of like that. Obviously, I was still playing near enough every day, but it was just getting, I don't know. When you're not out and about, you've not got anything to really write about it because you didn't care what's going on. You're just stuck in the house. So,
right,
that's what it was like.
So, obviously, after lockdown, he's moved into a studio in Glasgow. So, whose idea was that? Was that Forbes that was driving that?
Aye, that was Forbes. It was Forbes, Scotty Paws, our keys player, and Scott Thompson, another boy. It's like they had a studio. It was the same studio they had it through in Dunfermline, but decided to move it to Glasgow just because like the music scene in that's just a wee bit better through there. And there's obviously loads of venues and loads of bands on every night and stuff like that. It just kind of made sense.
Yeah, because obviously the Snuts said that they did similar, didn't they? They've kind of relocated to Glasgow, and it does make sense, doesn't it, to be right there in the heart of it. You get all sorts of. Is Kieran Webster? Is he down there in Glasgow as well?
I'm sure he is. I'm sure Forbes said that the other day. Actually, aye, it's West Endish way. I'm sure.
Right.
I think.
So, I mean, for then, as I say, after lockdown, it just seems to be kind of non-stop. More singles out, Dreams and Schemes and Young Teams, Sharp as a Razor, If You Want It. You've done a wee Scottish tour and support with Shed 7.
I forgot about that actually. Aye, so we did. I completely forgot.
So how was it supporting them? Obviously, you like looking back, you supported quite a few of the kind of Britpop era people, which I'd imagine they are kind of influences as well. So how is it kind of supporting somebody like that you've looked up to?
To be fair, it's pretty mental because obviously, when I was growing up, that's the bands I sort of listened to. You know what I mean? Like a lot of Britpop. My mum and dad obviously used to listen to it and that as well when they were like my age. So it was just kind of fed to me pretty much. It's mental. I think the biggest one was last year, 2 years ago, when we played with Richard Ashcroft, and that was like, you're like, well, that's just mind blowing. You know what I mean? I was gutted I never got to meet him. Our bass player and Forbes got to meet him, but I was like, oh, Ken, I just wanted to speak to him for like 2 minutes to just kind of like see what he was like. But apparently, he was really sound guy.
Aye.
So it's always good hearing that. You know what I mean? Because some folk. Oh, you saying sorry?
I'd love to have him on the podcast. I've had Damon Manchella. Obviously, he plays bass with Ashcroft now. I've had him on, but Ashcroft's really hard to get a hold of. I know Katie Glyfer, she does PR for him as well, so I'm hoping that she kind of helps me out there. But I mean, you meet these guys, man, it must be. I mean, he Richard Ashcroft's star quality, isn't he? So
yeah, no, it's brilliant. Especially like even bands like Cast and that, like John Power. He was like obviously Cast were massive, but he was part of like one of my favorite bands ever, the Lads. So it's like even just like for that, it was just mental. You know what I mean?
The following year, more singles again. Losing Your Mind Like a Breeze. What Goes On in Your Head. He's played SWG3 as well. That was a big gig for you. How was that? Did it feel like a step up then for St. Luke's?
Aye, it was definitely a step up. But on the night we played good as well, for what I can remember. I'm sure we played pretty well in that. But I know it definitely felt like a step up. I think this, as we've just went on, I think the songs are just getting a lot better. Like the writing's getting a lot better, and aye.
There's so many hooks in the song, so many kind of lines that kind of stick with you. It's kind of it makes these songs into anthems. That year as well, you signed to Scruff of the Net Records, and then for there, obviously the singles have ramped up again to the point where the album's coming out. As well as that, you went to La Sierra, the songwriting camp with Kyle. How was it going there? And I mean, like looking at the videos, you see all the videos of all the people there are all absolute star. Billy Mitchell, Dove's been there.
Yeah.
So what's it like then going out there and writing in that environment?
It was good. It was good to like just go out there for like 6 days. There was never on your phone. Like I just left my phone in the wee villa, and me and Forbes would just like go away, just like in the sun, just fucking writing tunes. It was just classy. We had never really written with other people in that before either, so it was good to kind of do that. But no, the whole experience was like class. Everyone that was there was just brand new. It was just a class thing.
And what was forthcoming doing it there? What's he doing?
I seen that. We were that was a few months ago. Don't know. I think he's good pals with Kyle or something. But I know it was pretty mental. The boy that runs the label, Mark, he just so happened to be like he was over there as well at the same time when Ford was there, and obviously that was when the album got like. We said that the album was coming out, so we got Ford to do a wee video and that for us, which is pretty cool because obviously we're all like massive Still Game fans and that. So it was pretty mental.
He's cracking forthcoming, man. It must be like, see if you're there doing your songwriting, you get him kicking about cracking jokes. It must put him at ease. As well as that, you did a gig for Kirkcaldy Food Bank as well. Obviously, coming for Fife, that's obviously something that's close to your heart. How does it feel doing something like that and giving back to your community? And as well, do you think fucking bands should need to do that? You know what I mean? It's surely something
Nah,
that the government should be.
aye. I mean, you shouldn't need to do that. You know what I mean? We shouldn't be needing to put on gigs and like put on events and stuff to like raise money for food banks and that. But just right now, it's just the fucking way it is. And it's just, I don't know, like getting too political because then I can a lot about fucking politics. So I try and not speak about things I don't can too much about. But it is just the new the UK itself, Scotland, I know it's just fucking, it's just in a mess. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But no, you should, Ken, it's just, you shouldn't need to do it. The gig was obviously class and I fucking sold out and we raised like lots of money and that. But like you say, you shouldn't need to be doing things like that. The government should be right on that, Ken.
You played Transmit as well that year. How many times you played Transmit? Twice, is it?
No, just the once.
Is it just once?
So just the once.
How was it playing Transmit, and would that be the plans then for next year to try and get back on the festival?
Aye, definitely. I thought Transmit was good. I thought we played well. The only downfall was I think we were one of the first bands on, so the crowd wasn't obviously in, and it was at the time when they were like still testing people for like COVID and stuff like that. So obviously there was a long wait, obviously, to get in. But no, I thought it was good. I think we're going to try and push to get it next year, which would be class. Hopefully a better time. But no, it was really good. We always said when we were younger we wanted to play Tea in the Park, but obviously that can't happen now. So Transmit's the next best thing.
It would be brilliant to have Tea in the Park, but I mean that.
Oh, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
That, I mean that my full kind of teens into my 20s, man. I can't remember a lot of it through Tea in the Park. A lot of the time you didn't even get out the campsite.
No, did you fuck?
So this year again, ramped up again. Obviously, you played well towards the end of 2022. I seen you supporting the View, the Christmas gigs. You're supporting the View again this year. You just came off the back of a support with Little Man Tate. Plenty of festivals, a couple of EPs out as well. So all this leading up to the new album coming out next year. Obviously, your last single, Attention, features Kyle Faulkner. So did that come off the songwriting camp, or that came out?
I had that song. Well, I had that like the lyrics for a while. I just couldn't get like the right chords and stuff and I had like the first verse, and I brought it to like Forbes at the camp, and then we wrote like the next verse and the pre-chorus and stuff, but we couldn't get a chorus at all. We were struggling to get a chorus, and then Kyle came along with his like just melodic ways, ended up just like putting down the melody for the chorus, and then we got words to it, and it just felt right. You know what I mean? I knew it was a good tune as soon as like we'd written it, as soon as it was finished. It wasn't one of the ones when you're like sitting, you're like, oh, is it good enough? Is it not? I just kind of knew it was a good tune. Not to blow my own trumpet or fuck all. I just
No, feel free, mate. You deserve all the credit that's coming your way. You know what I mean? So obviously the album comes out February. We've heard, if you're looking at the track listing, there's 5 songs that we've heard so far that are on the album. So what can we expect for the other songs that we haven't heard?
It's quite, to be fair, it's a good mix. The album's a good mix. There's some like fast songs, there's a few slow ones. So there's sort of like a ballady one. And it's just like, it's a good mix. It's no like we're trying to sound like this. We're just trying to like, I think when we write songs, we don't care what it sounds like as long as it's a good song. You know what I mean? We don't try and go like one way, can like sound like a certain band or whatever. We're just like, right, that's a good song. Well, let's stick it on the album pretty much. But the album was like, to be fair, we wrote half of it when we were in the studio because we went in with these tunes, but then we were like, nah, these songs aren't good enough. So it was a case of being in the studio for 8-9 hours a day. And then me and Forbes, at the time, we stayed together. So then we'd go back and then stay up till like 12, 1 o'clock to try and write new songs. It was like that for 2 or 3 weeks. So it was a stressful time because obviously you've got a label expecting you to produce the goods. So if we weren't going to produce the goods, there's a good chance that we're getting dropped, especially when they're putting money into it. So
yeah.
But it's worked out. I think it's worked out in the end. They said the label's really happy with the album and stuff, so it's good.
There's some big songs, obviously. Some of your earlier songs that aren't on the album. Is there reasons behind that? Is it just, are you not able to? Are they owned by somebody else or whatever?
No, I just think we're one of these bands. We get sick of songs fast. It was like when we brought out the EP, like it was good, and then we were just kind of like, right, that's done. Let's move on to the album. Like we just like, you know what I mean? We try and not dwell on things for too long. But there's a lot of like just newer songs. To be fair, the songwriting's a lot better than that as well. I think with these songs, I think it's a bit more like, I don't know, clever. I think it relates to folk more. Sorry, I just realised my camera was even on me there.
No, that's all right. I think it's good as well to kind of leave these songs off. Like obviously, like you touched on the Snuts earlier. Like the Snuts have got, there's my favourite Snuts song's probably Proper, which all you get's a demo. You can't get that anywhere. I can't even think of them playing it live. But that's without a shadow of a doubt my favourite Snuts song.
Yeah.
Obviously, Andrew Cushion, there was a lot of songs that he had to leave off the album. I think that was kind of due to other record labels owning the songs or whatever. So that's why I was asking.
Yeah.
But so as I say, the album's out 16th of February next year. I'll post a wee link for everybody so they can click on and go and pre-order it. But it'll be perfect. I take it there's going to be a tour.
There'll be a tour at the back yet. I think there's going to be a few like sort of in-store gigs and that as well, kind of like acoustic gigs, just to promote as much as possible. But there'll be a tour at the back. I can't remember. I'm sure it's it's written down somewhere, but I'm just terrible with dates and stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine it'll be far off getting announced or whatever.
It'll be far.
And then you get the tour, and then that's you into festival season after that. So it's looking like another busy year for you.
Definitely.
Maybe 1 year you'll get a wee rest or something. I don't know if Forbes is talking about you being lazy, because I don't think anyone's got
No, he never said I was lazy. I was just, I knew myself I was being lazy. That was back in the day when I was just like, I would rather go out drinking than write songs in the head. You know what I mean? Like I was quite young, so like I never understood how good it actually could have been, sort of thing. But it's going to be a busy year next year. I'm obviously buzzing for it. No buzzing to try and get the time off my work and that, and see what they're saying to it. But worst comes to worst, I'm just going to, we'll see what happens.
So as I say, I'm looking forward to it. I can't imagine what you're feeling like, but as I say, I'll post all the links for that. But the end of the podcast, I just asked my guest to, obviously it's good time for heroes, so I asked my guest to pick 4 heroes to come for dinner. Why they're your heroes, it can come for whatever walk of life you want. It can be musicians, family, whatever. Why they're your heroes and what you would cook them, unless you can't cook.
I can cook. There's certain things we can pretend that I can cook. Right. So let's see. I'll go with Liam Gallagher first, just because he's just an absolute legend. And Oasis were obviously just my favourite band ever. Them and The View, funny enough. That's weird, but what would I make him? Make him something, mince and tatties or something like that. Can make him. I'll do musicians, because I don't think I've really got much heroes outside the music. I'll go with John Squire for the Stone Roses, because he's one of my favourite guitarists.
Yeah.
And obviously, again, the Stone Roses are just fucking total influential band, and it just like changed the 90s. Like when they came out, it was just a breath of fresh air, as that's what folks say. But what would I make him? I became what? I make a good Cajun chicken pasta. That's something I learned. I ken that sounds total fancy and that, but it's not that fancy.
No, it's not.
It's
That's
not.
what I'm having for dinner tonight. That's what I'm making
Is that what
tonight.
you're saying?
Aye.
You probably make it better than me, like. But who else will I say? I'll say Liam Mathers for the lads, just because I just like to hear him round at my house, and just because he's mental, he seems like an absolute fried genius. I'd love to just like pick his brains about things, and I'd make. To be fair, I don't think he'd care about tea, but I'd just order something in. I'd order a kebab in for him or something. I don't know. Get something in. And the last one I'll go with. Who will I go with? Let's see. You know what? I'll go with no Gallagher and all.
Oh,
Because I was saying no. I kind of said Liam, but I was saying no and all because as like these songs are just obviously unbelievable. And back to the Oasis thing, they're just one of my favourite bands. And as a songwriter, that's just like he's one of the best for me. So I was saying no, and I'd probably make him something shite because he's probably that used to eating good. So I'd make him something absolute brutal, like a stew or something.
I've done, I don't know, maybe 60, 70 episodes of this. Nobody has ever picked both Gallagher's in the one, so that's a first.
I mean, they're both two different folk, you know what I mean? I don't think it would have worked if they both weren't in that band. I ken everyone says that, but they're both, as a songwriter, that's why I picked Noel, because he's one of the best songwriters like ever, in my opinion. And Liam, because he's just a man of the people. So.
What do you think? Do you think they'll ever come back?
I think they will. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I think they will, and I'll be the first one to get a ticket, and I'll pay ridiculous money for that ticket if I had to, if I couldn't get one, because they are apart from the Beatles, the best band ever, in my opinion.
I think they will come back as well, but I think we're maybe talking still 10, 15 years away. I think they're going to be in Rolling Stones or something.
I don't know though. They're getting a bit older now, eh? So Ken Noel will be about 65 by that point, I'm sure. Because Noel's about mid-50s, I'm sure. Yeah. So I think the next 5 years it'll happen, like maybe even sooner.
It just all it takes is Glastonbury to offer the right price in it, and then you get a Glastonbury and you do like a big tour. Man. You only need to do like 4 or 5 places in Britain, really.
Totally.
Fucking, it'd all be big, massive Nebworth gigs and things like that.
It'll be mental. It will happen, and then I'll be pushing our manager Jamie to get us support slots.
Well, I mean, like it's the same with Stone Roses. Like I never thought I'd ever see Stone Roses, and then to see them 3 times. I've seen them at Heaton Park, Glasgow Green, and then Hampden, and nobody thought that would ever happen. So,
no, I was the same, man. I never thought I'd see them either, and then I seen them. When was it? Did they tee in the park first, and then Glasgow Green, and then they done tee in the park again? Because I'm sure they done tee twice.
Yeah.
But I might be wrong. But I remember seeing them at Glasgow Green, and I was about 18 at the time. And they were unbelievable. They were just so good. And then I went down to Manchester, obviously, to see them at the Etihad. It was Etihad, eh?
Yeah.
It was. And then I seen them at Hampden as well. So, like, the band I never thought I'd see. Seen them 5 times or something, which was mental.
Yeah, amazing, man. And I mean, I seen them at Heaton Park, so that was like their first big one back, and it's still the best gig I've ever been to. Like, see, even though musically, just for being there at an event like that and like looking at everybody, there wasn't any bother, there was no trouble. Everybody was just so happy to be at a gig. Amazing, man.
I mean, they're one of the best, eh? They are one of the best. Like I say, like the total when they came, obviously I wasn't alive at the time, but when they came out in the 90s, it just seemed like a breath of fresh air. It was just working class boys just making good music.
Yeah. And that's just the thing though as well, because like looking at the music scene now, there was maybe a period of like 10 years where kind of all the guitar bands died away and we never thought we got it back. Obviously, like you touching on that scene from 2006 to 2008, there were bands everywhere, record deals were flying about. But it's getting back to that now.
Aye, no,
There's a good scene, obviously, like the Scottish bands, and you look down in Manchester, there's like that surrounding area, there's hundreds. So it is coming back. He's just starting to get the same fucking record deals as they used to get. But
no, the same record deal, same money. But it all does like full circle, eh? Like it is every 10, 15 years that it will happen. Like, see all like massive, even like kind of like Sam Fender and that is in a Kane. That's got like class for guitar music that somebody like that's just like doing so well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's like, I just get into him in the last maybe 6, 7 months, man. He's like the reincarnation of Bruce Springsteen.
He is like mental.
Anyway, thanks for giving me your time today. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. I've been on my list for months and months trying to get a hold of you. So it's really, really nice to speak to you. As I say, every day, buy the album, go and pre-order the album. I'll post the links. New Snuts album, new Shambolics album, Dreams, Schemes and Young Teams out 16th of February.
That's brilliant. Honestly, cheers. Thank you very much for having me, mate. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's been class.
I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Time for Heroes podcast. If you would like to get in touch, the best way is on the Facebook page, Time for Heroes podcast, or on Instagram at Time for Heroes podcast, or Twitter at Time for Heroes P1, or drop me an email at timeforheroespod@gmail.com. You'll find Time for Heroes on all podcast platforms, including Spotify, Apple, Google, and Amazon. Please leave a review where you can, share with others, and more importantly, enjoy.